What the hell did I just watch? Hello and welcome to FTTR. I am Hugh McQuaid and today we are talking about Hell in a Cell 2022, the latest iteration of the branded pay-per-view event in which we have to sit through Hell in a Cell matches, artificially built and with seemingly no consequence. But I will put this question to you guys. Was that the best Hell in a Cell pay-per-view in maybe 5 years? I think top to bottom, right? That was incredibly enjoyable. I really enjoyed my time with this show. I'm going to run through the card, tell you my thoughts. That's how a review works. Tell you my thoughts on every angle, every match. And shall we just get into it and why I think this is a pretty cracking show, to be honest, because we started off with a video package hyping the Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes Hell in a Cell match, which will obviously main event. And then it was put over on commentary about Cody's injury, which he sustained at a live event / weightlifting, they kind of said. And I was under the impression that he would probably be pulled from the match, but no, they said it's going ahead. It's going ahead. Cody is fighting Rollins later in the night. I was like, cool, can't be that bad. Little did I know. But the opening match was Bianca Belair versus Asuka versus Becky Lynch in what was, in my opinion, an absolute banger. This is one of the best women's matches of the year. Asuka was on fire. The combinations that Asuka gave to Becky Lynch during this match were horrendously beautiful. Bianca is, again, absolutely phenomenal. Great champion, great underdog babyface, and her power moves. There was an incredible spot in this when she hoisted up Becky Lynch from a disarmer on one shoulder. Killer strength spots from her, as well as the agility. You know, she's got the double somersault, moonsault, backflip thingy-mabob that she did to both of them. That was great as well. And then Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was the MVP of this match for me because she really put over the story that eventually played into the finale. She kept chucking out either Bianca or Asuka to steal a pin, and it kept failing. But the turns were tabled, as you will, because Bianca threw Becky out of the ring after a manhandle slam onto Asuka and picked up the win that way, furthering the feud between Lynch and Belair. Probably getting a rerun of that at SummerSlam, I'd imagine. It was really fun. A really fun match, this. I really loved it. Really loved the outcome. Just a little bit of a shame for Asuka, this one. She's come back and she's been pinned a lot. Really sad for Asuka, but I'm hoping she gets involved in another storyline going forward. Then we got highlight of the night, Omos and MVP versus Bobby Lashley. Now, that was sarcasm because this feud needs to die. I've had enough of this. This was potentially the best encounter that they've had, mainly because there was some added drama with Cedric, who looked like he was attempting to help Omos, but he kind of backfired because Omos took him out, and then it was seemingly like it was helping Bobby Lashley in a segment that came later, so dynamic were a bit off there, but it was mainly MVP and Lashley doing all the hard work here, and then Omos would just do some silly big man things, like a silly big man run around the ring a la Braun Strowman's train noise. So Lashley picked up the win, of course, by putting the Hurt Lock on MVP, and I'm just done with this. I'm done, but it was the least worst encounter that these guys have had. Let's put it that way. So I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. Then we got Kevin Owens versus Ezekiel. Now, I didn't know what to expect going into this, but they ended up having a pretty fun match. This was mainly Kevin Owens sort of carrying Ezekiel through the motions, but Ezekiel, to his credit, had some great... I like his flying elbow, I like his jumping knee, that was cool, and his selling's pretty good as well. But Owens was the one who got all the good spots in here, like a really cool pop-up powerbomb, a really cool swanton, and sort of flurry at the end. And Kevin Owens won, which again is pretty shocking, because Ezekiel's this new character that I thought we attempted to get over in that way, but no, Kevin Owens won. Kevin Owens is the biggest star, so sure thing. Fun match. I enjoyed this. I want to see more from Ezekiel. I think he's got pretty good babyface potential, in my opinion, and we'll see where this goes. Hopefully Kevin Owens will move on to something a bit better. Maybe Austin Theory. Maybe. We'll see. But I thought this was fun. This was a fun match. Then we got the ultimate low light for me was this mixed tag match, Judgement Day. I'm not calling them the Judgement Day because that sounds silly. Judgement Day versus AJ Styles, Finn Balor and Liv Morgan. This was hella boring. Really boring. I'm not on board with Judgement Day whatsoever. I'm finding all their matches to be repetitive and dull. And I don't understand why, because there's incredibly talented people in there, but it's just not clicking. The matches are so boring and monotonous, and I think the only thing that gave this match fire was the likes of AJ's hot tag and Balor's hot tag. Liv Morgan I thought was good, but she didn't really get any moments to shine in the match, but Balor and Styles got all the hot tag action, and it eventually led to the finish, in which Rhea Ripley stood in the way of Balor. I feel like Balor could have easily jumped over Rhea Ripley, and I think that would have been a cooler spot, but he gets knocked off and he eats a spear from Edge, and Judgement Day win. I don't know where this is going. Not hitting for me, Judgement Day, and I'm not a fan. Wasn't a fan of this match, and yeah, I don't know where they go from here to sort of get my interest back, because they kind of lost me at this point. Then we got Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. Again, I went into this with very, very low expectations, and it over-delivered to an extent. There were fun bits in this, like Madcap Moss yeeting a office chair at Happy Corbin. That was fun. I like Moss's new gear. He should lose the Madcap thing though, because I'm pretty sure that was given to him by Happy Corbin, so it seems weird that he's kept it. And Baron Corbin just being an absolute dastardly heel and teasing tables, sort of flipping off the crowd, all the good stuff. And I think he's got real potential if they treat him seriously and get rid of the Happy Corbin gimmick. If Corbin was sort of treated like Ciampa was in NXT, I think he could be onto something there, because he's got a real good like dynamic with the crowd. So I think there is something in there. He lost. He got his comeuppance. He got Pillmanized with some steel steps by Moss and stretched away. So hopefully Corbin can take some time away, sort of rejuvenate a character and come back in a much more likeable bad guy capacity, because Happy Corbin is just nonsense, and yeah, let's get rid of that. But the match overall, I thought was probably Madcap's best performance that I've seen, and I enjoyed it to a certain extent. It was weird, plunder-filled nonsense, but the crowd was chanting, "We want tables," and there was never a table. I feel like you should have just pulled an audible, put someone through a table, maybe done it like that. But tables aside, sure, fun match. Then we got Theory versus Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Ali, who before he even comes out, says he gets announced as Chicago's own Mustafa Ali, and he lost, because of course he did. So he looks really, really stupid. This match was okay. There wasn't a lot of heat towards it, and yeah, Mustafa Ali lost. What is it with people losing in their hometowns? I'm almost certain now Drew McIntyre is losing at the UK show, because they never do it. They never have the hometown person win. There's nothing really to say about this. It was a Raw match at best, and Theory won and took a selfie. There's not a lot of stuff. I really like Mustafa Ali's offense, like the tornado DDT on the ropes, spiked him, and then yeah, Theory won. Clean as a whistle. So it is what it is. it is what it is. And then we got the main event. We've got Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins inside Hell in a Cell. Now, Cody comes out. He's reluctant to take his jacket off. Oh, first of all, Seth comes out in Dusty Rhodes polka dots, which was genius. Absolute genius. He looked like a prick. And Cody comes out in his American Nightmare get up. He's teasing taking the jacket off. And then he takes it off. And he is just bruised all over his shoulder. It looked nasty. And I was like, oh my God, why is he doing this? This is mental. He's not even going to be able to land on his side. And then he went out there and had an instant classic Hell in a Cell match for me. This match was incredible. The way they built the match around Cody's shoulder and Seth targeting it, him not being able to take bumps like he wrecks himself doing a Cody cutter early in the match. And from there it just turned into almost like an AEW style Texas death match, in which things like a bull rope comes out, Cody gets the bull rope out, Seth gets a polka dot weight strap and just whips Cody with it. And the only thing that was missing from this was blood, which is a shame. And yeah, it was just phenomenal. And then it turned into, in the third act, it got into the Triple H side of things, in which Seth gets out a sledgehammer and Cody hits a pedigree. Something he's been teasing for ages. He finally hits a pedigree on Seth. Not a heel turn. If anything, this has made Cody the top babyface in the company, this performance. So I feel like that story's gone. But for fans like us who've been watching him tease it throughout his run in AEW and now to WWE, that was fun to see. And then it just turned into like an escalation of crossroads, and Cody eventually picked up the win. Hits two crossroads on Seth and then uses the sledgehammer to take him down 1, 2, 3. This was a match of the year contender. I think probably, I don't know if it's better than their first match, but this had a lot more drama and sort of weight behind it in terms of character, in terms of everything that was said in the promos was delivered on. And just props to Cody for going out there as bad as he was, because this was a mental performance from him. He didn't give an inch in the slightest. I thought it might be a little bit sort of phoned in at the start. Not phoned in, just protected at the start. But this was great. Really phenomenal main event. And overall, this show, I really enjoyed Hell in a Cell. I really, really did. The opening match and the closing match, 2 match of the year contenders, and then a solid enough middle. Solid enough. So overall, 3.75 for me. It doesn't get to 4. That's reserved. It was so close though. I think it's one of the stronger WWE shows of the year. So 3.75 out of 5 for me. And I want you to tell me what you thought of the show. What did you think of the matches? What did you think of the card? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll try and reply to every single one of you. Thank you all ever so much for your support, and have a nice day.